Hello, welcome to another tutorial in our tutorial series building a hotel website with Alora Web Editor. In this tutorial, we are going to continue building our homepage for our website. So now we have this look going. The next section that we need to do is the one with a lot of blocks for the amenities. So we're gonna have a background color white, and so you can count the sections and create all of them down so that you don't have to add them, but then it doesn't really matter. It's basically almost the same thing. So now we have a block added to this for us, and make sure this has a padding to the top of 100. Then we are going to add our block, our section style here, and then we have to fix this thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and deal with a few things. We need to add some sections. We have already created this block, so we're just going to add a new block to it. And alright, so we would have to add a new block, and then we are going to clear this block. But before then, let's apply our section style. Where is that section style that we have created? Okay, probably it's here. Okay, there it is. We actually didn't say we got the name wrongly. All right, so we have our section styles here, and then we have to do a bit of calculation. Let's see what's up. So we already have this there, right? We could just duplicate this, or we could just create blocks and add it. I actually prefer duplication, but it's the same thing anyway. So what we are going to do here is simple. Let's look at our thing. Let's go in here, hotel amenities, and then we have spacious parking lots. So spacious parking lots, and voila. Okay, so we need to duplicate this. We're going to get the margin to the top for this element to be a little bit more than we have now. Yes, so margin to the top is going to be 80. That works for us, and we are going to duplicate this, or so we can just Control D to duplicate. But what we need to do is make sure that we clear this from there. Delete. Alright, then once we have done that, we are going to duplicate this one as well. Duplicate. Now you can see they are all together, right? And we don't want to do that. What we want to do now is to have some space between them. So we are going to add margin to the left of this one. Margin left would be 3% for this. Okay. Then the margin left for this would be 2%. 2%. Then margin left for this will also be 2%. Or we can make this one 3% instead, and make this one 3%, so that the margin to the left for this one will be 2%. And I'm going to show you why I'm doing this very soon. So we have 100% in the width. Each of the boxes or the blocks here are 30%, so that's left with 10% for us to share among the paddings and margins. So the margin to the left is 2%, then the margin to the right is 2%. So what we can have between these ones will be 3% each, and that's going to position this element in the center exactly for us. Now we would want to duplicate this one again, then we would want to duplicate this one again, then we duplicate this one again. So in this case we are done with this section, we are finished building. But I'm on the percentage again. There's something that you can easily forget. It's not a joke, you can easily forget this. So the width needs to be 100%, and when that happens, just come click on the section, go to the width, increase it, bring it back again, make sure it's in percentage, right? And the height is also going to be in percentage. You don't want that, we want it in pixels, and that's going to be like, okay. So to make it easy for us, we are just going to make this tablet table. All right, so we can go ahead and do whatever we want later. Now the padding to the bottom, I'm just going to make sure I have at least 80 here. Okay, so that works for me. Further to the left, I made a mistake here, so I just need to have it done. One, then I have here also one dot. So with that done, I would want to decrease the space between these, and what I can do to do that is just change the margin to the top from 80 to 40. I'm making it half. Alright, so I'm just going to change this from 80 to 40%. So we have 40 here, 80 to 40, margin to the top 40. We are done. So we are done with this section as well. Okay, we are done with this section as well. So what we can do here is, as you can see, our website is coming together nicely. We have this section's done. We have the sections done as well. What we have to do is just put in the words, the titles. So high-speed internet conference rooms. Okay, so Spa and Beauty done, and we are done with this section, so we can move on to the next section of our home page and then build it. So what we are going to do now is going to have what we are going to do now is have another section added. Okay, so we have this done. We drag it a bit. We are going to add a background to it. Background color. Now let's get to our design. What do we have? Okay, so we have this part which is supposed to be our blog, that is coming, stuff coming from our blog. We have news and events, we have Lorem. So now how are we going to deal with this? Because this element that we have already created is a block. This is a block on its own. Well, it's simple. All we have to do is just add that block and add these texts to it, as well as a button, and we are done. Then we can go here and then work on what we need to do. So it's basically going to be something like this, but a bit different without the images here like this. Okay, so we are just going to build this quickly. Let's go ahead and finish this part so that we can finish this whole place, publish it, put it online, and take a look at what we've done so far. Okay, so we have a block in here. In here we are going to have the padding to the top being 100. Then this is going to obviously have featured rooms, but instead of being in the middle, right, instead of being in the middle like this, we are going to take this and then we are going to push it to the left. So margin to the left, we are going to take it away totally, or let's make it 0 for now instead of taking it away totally. So then text align left. This is already to the left, so we have nothing to worry about. So now we are going to say news, and events. Let's look at our design to see if what we are doing is correct. You can see here the line starts exactly with the new, so we still need the margin to the left, and we are going to make it 20 pixels. 20 pixels. Margin to the left is going to be 20 pixels instead of percentage, so 20 pixels. And let's see what we have. So it's lining up perfectly with that. Now in this section we need to reduce the width of this thing to more like 30%. All right, so 40, 30, 30. Let's see, that would work. Let me look in here and see what we have. Okay, so let's leave it like that for now. Now we are going to add some text here. Now we are going to add a button here. Okay, so now with this text, we are going to clear this. Clear. And we are going to also clear this. We don't need it to be here. And then we are going to select this text and we go into our actions, and then we are going to click on sub body. That is it. So let's put some gibberish in there. Let's go to this one, Lauren. Pick something and come in here. Let's just click this, select, paste. That's a whole lot. Now let's just reduce it a bit. Now we select this text. We are going to text align to the left, and then we are going to reduce the size. We are going to reduce the width of this element. So we are going to reduce the width so that it's like this. This is far better. And let's get into our design once more. Something that we need to do constantly. Check the spacing if it works for us. So okay, so with this done, what we need now is to have a margin to the top. Margin to the top added, and at the top we are going to give it 10 pixels or increase it until we are satisfied. That's fine. Now let's drag this down. Okay, and with this dragged down, what we could do is make this one 30% width. 30% in width. Okay, this really doesn't, it doesn't look bad. It's okay, but it needs to be in a straight line. So let's just go ahead and make it 40% instead, even though I don't want to. I will find a way around it later. So now we go into our section styles, and we have already created this already. There's no need for us to stress ourselves to create it again. So we have that, and what we can do is margin to the left. $20 pixels. Then we can change the text in here to all posts. So we add two more. Okay, so we add one more first. We are going to have a section added to this. Now I think we need to change this a bit. It's a little bit more compact down here. It's really compact here and here as well. It doesn't follow the same pattern. So we'll have to correct some of these things as we go ahead. Alright, so I think we can leave it that way. Now let's go to our section. We are going to add this one here. Okay, then instead of clearing it, what we are going to do is, the reason why I actually didn't create this, I wanted to create it but I didn't create it. That's what's coming to, that's what I'm going to show you now. So let's just reload, let's have it close. Okay, now then the first thing we would need to do is take out the borders for this. We don't need the borders for this particular part, so delete. So because we don't need the borders for this, we are just going to delete this all. Now we are done with this. All right, so basically done. Let's refresh and see what we have. Now this image has a width of 20%. We want it to have a width of 100% or 200%. We want it to have 100% width. A margin to the left should be 0. Then this font is not needed here. What we need here is, okay, so it's still all right. So hosting can I just put a name there. I'm just going to push it to the left. Text align to the left, right? Okay. So this text align is also going to go to the left. So we are modifying this particular block for our use. All right, so we are modifying this particular block for our use. First, I need to take out this border radius. All right, so we save. Then let's go into our design. We have this text aligning here. We have some text coming down here, and then we have this particular one. Okay, that's not a big deal. What we need to do now is do this. Then this, we are going to do the same thing. We are just removing the padding to the left so that it aligns, and we are going to remove the padding to the top totally so that it goes up. So for now, there are two ways to create this. We can have this either being two text, or we are going to have it be one text, and then we are going to deal with this in a different way. And that's exactly what we are going to do for now. So in order for that text to get closer, we need a margin to the padding to the button to, we need a padding to the button to reduce totally to something else. Then this font size, instead of 21, we are going to have 18, which is the sub body font. But instead of going to click the sections, I decided to do it this way. Okay. Okay. All right, so we can reload and see what we have, because I took some text out. I didn't save that, so let me just clear this from here. So we can say date June 24th 2022 by Joshua Orlando. Okay, this is done. We have this one settled for us. Now let's go back to our design and see how far we are getting with this design. You can see this button is what is exactly like this one. So what we need to do is just select this button, alright, and we can delete it. And by deleting it, if there are some layout errors, we can fix that. Now what we are going to do is that we can duplicate this one. Yes, well, we can just duplicate this one for the text. So let's just do that, duplicate, and we are going to have this in here. Okay, then we are going to have a button added to it. We want a button, and this button is going to take the shape of this button. All right, so at the top, all we need to do is just reduce the margin to the top to 10, and let's see. Okay, so that one works for us. So we are almost done with this design. We will have to check the colors for the text and then deal with the link here, that the different color for this text, and that's going to be done in another video. So this video is running quite long, so let's just take a look at what we have here. And we have some space in between these two, and then we can put our things there. So let's go ahead and just deal with this. Let's see what we have. That is it. It works for us. Now we want, if we want the, so I think this part is okay. So what we need to do is duplicate this, but before we duplicate this one, we have to make sure that we have everything set so that we don't have to duplicate and then have to do work on it again. So for now, let's just duplicate and see what we have. So if you can see clearly, we have sort of created the general look that we want for this part, and I've created a general look that we want for this part of the website, and what is going to come next is one of the easiest bits that we can do, and we can do that quickly right now without stress. We have section, we have two sections. Let's add a third one. That's fine. Now these ones, we don't really mind what color they are, but we can make them white backgrounds. It's not a bad idea to always make them a white background, because we are going to load a template for this. So let's go into our templates. Let's go into a template and then build our design in that template, and then we are going to load it for this page, and then we would be done with the home page. Okay, so we go ahead. So we have this ash color, we have text in the middle, and then we have another text, and that's basically it. All right, so let's give the first a background color of white. Let's add two text to this. Okay, so we actually still made a mistake. Probably we should have actually added them into a block. And that's not a problem. What we can do is just add a block to this and watch carefully, because you need to press Control and you select the block, you select the text that you have, right? Then you press Control G to group them, and then you have them in the same, like this, what we want to do. Now the width of this thing should be a percentage, and we want it to be 70%. It should take 70% of the screen. Then we are going to make the margin to the left. We are going to have it at 15%, and we are going to make the padding to the top 80 pixels and padding to the bottom 80 pixels, and then we are going to make display of this table and then we are done. So for doing that, we can now select this, go to our design, our actions, and then we are going to select H5, right? And this basically is going to be H3 or H, yeah. So we are going to say, please contact us at the number below. All right, let's put a number in there, +2 +2 3 3 1 2 4 5 6 7 8. All right, so we have some number there, and then we are going to make the width of this one 100%. Let's not forget that we're going to give it a width of 100%. Since the text align is in the center already, we don't need to add any margins, so we just make it 100%. This one also will become 100%. Alright, so we're going to make this a background of white. Okay, so for now, we are not going to make it a background of white. Instead, we are going to give it a transparent background. Then this is going to be the background that we are going to work with. So we can just select the color that we want for the background, and this would work perfectly for us. So we are done with the number bit. Let's look at our design and see. All right. Let's add a text transform. Okay, so we are done with this. Let's go to the next one. On we go to the foot, and that is what we have to do. Remember, we can have sections. Okay, so for now, as we design, let's add a background color white. And let's go back to our design, and this is what we have here. This is very simple. This is extremely simple to get done. And so we have a text. First, let's go and do the same thing that we did for this. We're going to make it 80 at the top. We're going to make it 80 at the bottom. We want it to be in the exact middle. We are going to make the display table, and then we'll save. Now we are going to add text, and then we are going to add a button. This time I decide not to put it in anything. I'm just going to put it directly in here. For the text, I can make it this way. Okay. And I can select one of the font that we have. H4. Okay. So with H4, I'm just going to take this and I'm going to take text align to the left. And then I'm going to give a margin to the top of this because we need it to be in the middle. Okay. Okay, this now works for us. Okay. So with the width of this, let's make it a whole of 70. And then we are going to make a margin to the left. Five. 6. So this works perfectly for us. So what are we going to write there? Let's take a look at it. Special discount for your first stay. So get special discount for your first stay. All right. Now we need to change the font family because we don't need this font family here. The font family we need is Lato. So we can do a Lato light, which could work, or we can just go with our normal regular that we are doing. Or perhaps we can try the italic for now, and then that is fine. So with our button, we need to change our button, but first let's deal with our background. So our background, and this color is a bit too greenish. So let's save this for now. Let's look at our design again. It's a bit bigger, so this font size, we can increase the font size. I think it's 35. That's the next step. So this background and color is going to be white. Then we are going to have border to the bottom, to the top, to the right, and to the left. Now with that settled, we need to make the color white. Copy this color and then we make it 2 or 3. Okay, so we paste the color and then we are going to make it 2. Okay, 3 is okay, 3 is better. So we are going to change the color first. And then we are going to make it 1, 2, 3, and we are going to make it 3. And the last one, we are going to change the color here, and then we can make it 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 3 is fine, and then that's good. So we have our design here. Now you can see that we need to increase our border radius because that's not what we have. So let's make it 35 for all of it. Okay, so we can add one to each of them, and then we can leave it like that. Now the padding to the right and the left needs to be increased, so we are going to make it 40, and then padding to the left we are going to make it 40. Okay, so that we can get the design that we want exactly. So now that we have our button created, this text needs to change the color to white, and then we are done with our design. Okay, so now with these two designs done, we can go to our home page and then we can pull it in. And so to do that, we are going to click on this and click load template. Load template. The name of the template we are going to have is number, so we are going to put the number there. Right, now in here we are going to click another load template, and then we are going to put in a template called foot. Okay, so we save. We can as well add a template for this one, even though we have not created it yet, but I'm just going to leave it like that for now. Let's reload and see if everything is working as it should. So now everything is working as it should. So we look at our design in here and we can see that this is a little bit lighter, and we can do with making it a little bit lighter. And to do that change, we need to go into our number here, select the background and make it lighter. So by making it lighter, we can save, and then when we do that and we come to this part, we can see that our changes should have been applied successfully. So now it's lighter, and I made this into a different color, so we could just try and change the color if we want to, but I'm not going to make it as yellow as it was earlier. So we could even try blue for now. Later we look at the color that we want to use, and then we are done with our design. So let's take a look at what we have here. So far so good. We've been able to build all the most important sections of our website. It's left with the footer, and we are going to build the footer in the next video, and then we are going to push it online to look at what we have actually done, take a look at how it looks online, see what we need to change before we build the rest of the pages. Thank you for watching.